Most of us live in a state of chronic tomorrow. We wake up not with a sense of I am, but with a sense of I must. Every action has turned into a way to push an endless to-do list one step further. We've become runners with our eyes fixed firmly on the horizon, which is why we've stopped seeing the road beneath our feet. We close tasks, we cross off items, but a strange, heavy void remains inside. We feel no triumph because we've forgotten how to notice the finish line. Living on autopilot has become second nature. It creates a hazy stream where every action, no matter how small or significant, starts to feel like just another part of a relentless conveyor belt. We try to rush through everything, treating each step as just one more item on an endless to-do list. In our hurry to clear the queue, we lose the ability to stop and truly grasp the weight of what we are doing. Why do we demand so much of ourselves, yet so stubbornly refuse to thank ourselves for what is already done? And why, even when we finish a task, do we feel not relief, but only anxiety about what lies beyond the threshold? Let's break down how we fell into this trap of automation and why our minds so stubbornly refuse to acknowledge our own achievements. The problem runs deeper than a simple productivity habit. We've turned our lives into an endless execution of tasks because we're afraid to face the void that emerges the moment something is finished. A machine can be efficient, but can never feel satisfaction or peace. By turning ourselves into machines, we've effectively programmed our psyche to ignore the result. Once an action is done, we immediately erase it from our awareness and scan for the next deficit. We have forgotten how to be witnesses to our own lives. A true completion of a task is an act of recognition, a moment when we say, I did this, and it carries weight. But we fear this moment. We fear slowing down and claiming the result, because in the silence following a finished task, we are left alone with ourselves, without our familiar routine and to-do list. Our minds, trained in a functional approach, perceive this silence not as a reward but as a threat. And so, it subconsciously erases the traces of our achievements, just so we can safely return to the familiar race in circles. We devalue our actions because we have become accustomed to taking them for granted. It feels as if our bodies, our skills, and the very ability to create are simply a given, a background noise in our lives. But this habit is a silent thief of our own experience. We often realize the true value of simple things only when they become inaccessible to us. Think of those moments when a mundane physical injury or forced helplessness suddenly knocks you out of your usual rhythm. Suddenly, the simplest of actions, just standing up, making yourself breakfast, or holding something in your hands, turn into a complex task requiring immense concentration. In those moments, the veil of automation lifts, and we see clearly every movement we make is not just a function, but an act of will. We are used to calling this routine, but in reality, it is an unbroken chain of wonders through which we keep the world around us in order. When we devalue our day, we devalue this fragile, yet powerful ability to be the authors of our reality. We forget that our lives are not made of great, singular events, but of this dense, tangible fabric of actions, each of which we could thank ourselves for, if only we allowed ourselves to step out of autopilot mode. Ultimately, it's time to face the obvious. No one in human history has ever lived at such a pace, performing as many intellectual, emotional, and creative operations per unit of time as we do now. We are accustomed to devaluing our day simply because we don't see a result in the form of physical walls built or harvests gathered. But if we could actually see the mental load we carry daily, the endless stream of decisions, choices, adjustments, and adaptations, we would be horrified at how unfair we are to ourselves. We devalue only because we have grown used to our own superpower, the ability to handle what, for previous generations, would have been an unbearable burden. Understand this. You're doing one hell of a job. Every day of yours is a feat of adaptation to a reality that changes faster than our minds can keep up with. Your victory isn't just a line on a to-do list. Your victory is the fact that you're still here, that you are conscious and that you continue to shape your reality despite the chaos. So, how do we break out of this loop? The solution isn't about doing even more or implementing a new time management system. The solution lies in reclaiming the right to own your own experience. We need to consciously move our actions from the autopilot category into the category of a ritual. Acknowledging yourself for the tasks you've completed isn't about feeding your ego or vanity. It is a metaphysical act of recognition. I was here, I made this choice, and I left a mark. It is a moment when you stop the flow of time and say, this day did not pass without a trace because I was in it. When you finalize a result, whether it's a finished task, a tidy home, or simply the fact that you made it through the day, you stop serving an endless process. You begin to serve your own life. This is how you step out of the role of a function, and remember that every step you take is not just a check mark on a list, but a way to ground your presence in the world. You are no longer just executing. You are the author who has finally begun to see exactly what you have created over these 24 hours. Look at your path differently, not through the lens of what was left undone, but through the lens of how much you have navigated today. This is the foundation upon which your life stands. And here, as mundane as it may sound, it is critically important to summarize your day. In the evening, when everything is done, look at all that you have accomplished, not just physically, but emotionally. Look at all those situations where you stayed calm, made a choice, or simply handled the pressure. Take a moment to acknowledge it, either in your thoughts or by writing it down, and truly thank yourself for it. This is not just a self-esteem exercise. It is a way to send a grounding signal to your consciousness. Yes, I did this. I managed it. I am the creator of this day. When you capture your contribution to reality, you stop being an eternal debtor to circumstances and become the master of your own life. It is time to finally claim this result. Not because the day is over, but because you're the one who breathed life into it.